John, if I could just ask you, the 6 headings, would you just repeat them, please?
And I'm going to ask people, just introduce yourself as you talk, just because it's going to take us a while to get to know everybody.
I'm John's friend. Oh, my name's Alan Sloan.
Okay.
6. These are what I think are the essential domains of local communities. No institution, however well reformed, can't do these things. They,
Just ask that we might get a copy of this presentation.
We're working on it.
Right?
okay.
Yeah,
Will that solve the problem? Okay. A teaser. Yeah, here.
This works.
Real. Health, security, environment, economy, children, and care.
You were going to add food, but you didn't.
Francine, I think.
Coffee. You were going to add food.
Good morning to everybody. It's a pleasure to be here, and I've been very excited by the first speaker this morning, John. And my question for you is, as you talked and described what this ideal is, I grew up in that place in the 1960s and 70s. It was called the Kitigan. It is and still is called the Kitigan-Zibi community, and it's a First Nation community that I grew up in. And that's the way it was done. There was no money, there was no nothing. We lived like that. It's changed a lot since then. And how do you go about deconstructing everything to get back to this is my question.
Will we have an affinity group discussion to try to examine that?
Sure.
That's what I'm going to learn here, is the answer to your question. Let me add one other thing. There should be a 7th, I think, and it's food. Increasingly, it's clear, I think, that the question of food is so linked to environment and health and locality that I should have said that.
And economy.
And economy. Yeah.
We've got time for another couple of questions, if you'd like to ask. Just make sure you let us know who you are.
Sebastian Matthews from South Africa. I especially like the focus on children. That's not often, even though it's intuitive, most people tend to not include that. In South Africa, there's a tribe in the area that we're working with that have focused on child-centered communities, because they realize that, firstly, that isn't the case in South Africa. That if they center all their activities around children and uplifting their kids, that would, by implication, solve or address a lot of the other issues. But the question that I had is, in terms of education, would you include that as part of your list of 6 or 7? Or is that somehow, is that a thread that works its way through? Whether it's formal education or study groups, or etc., where would that fit in?
I separate the idea of education from school. Okay, and you're asking education, not school. Yeah. I think it starts by knowing what everybody in the neighborhood knows and saying that's the first thing that all of us can share with our children. Right? That the community's knowing is the basis for a child becoming.